Most people think financial advisors want your money to grow. The assumption sounds obvious until your balance changes what kind of attention you receive. Imagine Maya arriving with $3,000 saved after years of careful budgeting. She asks what she should do next, expecting an investment answer. Because advice has a price. Instead, the advisor asks how much Maya can contribute every month. That question sounds harmless, but it reveals how the relationship may be valued. She receives useful basics, including emergency savings, retirement accounts, diversified funds, and warnings about chasing spectacular returns. Nothing sounds suspicious. At first, Maya receives education more than customization. She leaves with a plan and a polite follow-up email. Then her savings start climbing, and the next meeting slowly becomes more interesting. 6 months later, Maya has $12,000 invested and a promotion at work. Her advisor already knows her contribution increased before the meeting begins. Her balance starts changing. Now he discusses specific funds, portfolio allocation, and a managed account carrying an annual fee. Maya asks what exactly she receives for that fee. The advisor explains the service professionally, but Maya notices the uncomfortable economics. Larger accounts can justify more meetings, more planning, and more attention. Level 1. The lead. Her replies arrive faster, meeting invitations become proactive, and recommendations appear before she asks. The advice is becoming personal. Then another investment opportunity appears, and Maya asks whether the firm earns money from recommending it. Nobody becomes defensive, but the conversation changes. Then Maya questions the recommendation. At $100,000, Maya's relationship becomes economically meaningful. A percentage-based fee can now support regular meetings, planning, research, and service. Her advisor maps her mortgage, retirement target, insurance needs, taxes, cash reserves, and career plans together. He is no longer answering isolated questions. Level 2. The client. He's trying to become the person Maya calls before making expensive decisions. That sounds valuable, because it is, but influence itself has now become part of the relationship. At $250,000, Maya receives something more valuable than another fund recommendation. Continuity. Her advisor remembers why she rejected a previous investment. That influence has a price. He knows which retirement date she prefers, and when markets fall sharply, he calls before she can make a panic decision. Instead of predicting markets, the advisor focuses on preventing one emotional mistake from damaging decades of planning. Maya realizes what she is really paying for. Level 3. The incentive. Confidence during expensive moments becomes part of the service. The relationship now has memory, context, and a reason to continue in. At $750,000, Maya's finances stop fitting neatly into separate boxes. She owns a business stake and holds several retirement accounts. Her finances become more complicated. She also expects a major inheritance within a few years, so her advisor brings a tax specialist into the meeting and coordinates with an estate planning attorney. Nobody is handing Maya a standard menu anymore. The advisor is coordinating expertise around consequences that could be far larger than a single investment choice. Level 4. The relationship. The advisor's role is changing. Before we continue, like this video and comment whether you prefer asset fees or hourly planning, then subscribe for more financial breakdowns. At $2 million, Maya receives introductions she could never create alone. Her advisor connects her with lending, tax, estate, and insurance specialists. Access becomes part of service. Each decision now affects the others, so the value is no longer simply choosing investments. It is making separate financial systems work together. An opportunity arrives through that network before Maya searches for it herself, and suddenly access becomes part of what she is paying for. Level 5. The complexity. At $10 million, Maya's relationship becomes important enough for the firm to organize senior attention around keeping IT in. Fees become negotiable. Specialists appear quickly, and complex arrangements are designed around Maya's circumstances instead of a standard client template in. The surprising part is not luxury. She can request conversations with people several layers above her normal advisor. Questions that once waited days now receive answers before Maya has time to worry. At $25 million, Maya stops asking which package fits her and starts discussing what relationship she actually wants. The firm structures conversations around taxes, philanthropy, liquidity, succession, and concentrated investments. Level 6. The network. Her advisor assembles specialists before problems become expensive. Ordinary recommendations are no longer enough for the complexity surrounding her wealth. More wealth does not automatically create loyalty. It creates enough economic value for both sides to negotiate. The relationship becomes negotiable. Financial advisors are not necessarily exploiting small investors. The deeper issue is that incentives quietly shape attention, and attention is one of the most valuable forms of service. Someone with $3,000 may receive perfectly reasonable advice while generating too little revenue for constant customization. Someone with 25 million can justify an entire ecosystem. Level 7. The power. Maya became more economically important. And that changes what the advisor can afford to do, because specialized attention must still be economically sustainable. The real question is not whether advice sounds sophisticated. It is what the advisor is paid to optimize, how transparent that incentive is, and whether the arrangement serves Maya. Knowing incentives matters. Once you understand those economics, the impressive office matters less. You start measuring advice by incentives, costs, expertise, alignment, and whether the relationship actually earns your trust. The most important level of wealth is knowing what you are buying before you buy it. That understanding can matter more than any polished presentation. Level 8. The negotiation. At the highest level, Maya can negotiate attention, access, expertise, and structure. But the same question remains: whose incentives are actually driving the advice? Knowing what you buy matters most.